Hi, you guys, and welcome back to God Given Light. Now, in this audio, I'm going to be speaking about how God revealed to me who my kingdom spouse was. So, before I really get into the story, I'm just going to give you a brief background so it makes more sense to you. So, I grew up in a Christian household and I went to church every Sunday, or most Sundays for sure. That's just something that we had to do in my household. So I didn't know God in spirit and in truth, to be honest. It wasn't until 2019 when I sought out for God and I really began the journey of knowing who He is and who I was in Him, who I am in Him. So 2019, that's when I started my journey. I believe it was the summer of 2019, just before COVID and all of that, like months before the COVID situation and that. And I had gotten out of a relationship, a 2 year relationship, and I thought that guy was the guy that I was supposed to be with forever. So when the relationship broke down, I was lost and I was confused. So God really, really helped me during those times. Then I just got deeper with Him. I started, seeking out the things of Him. Like I joined a church, my local church. I was part of it. I really got into it. So any functions they had, if I was free, I was there. I was helping out with anything that, they needed. And I joined the church like a legit member and absolutely loved it. And then fast forward to 2 years, so fast forward to 2021, I had been spending time with God. I was in His presence. I was getting to know Him. I knew what He didn't like and what He liked, and I had literally just surrendered my life to His will. So that meant anything that He disapproved of, I no longer wanted to be a part of that, because if it didn't please God, it really just didn't satisfy me anymore. So I used to smoke and I stopped smoking. I stopped sex before marriage. I stopped everything that I used to do before. Now, even the things that I used to do before, like I didn't miss them, in the sense that I think I did those things because it was to fill a void. Now, this void was the void that only God could fill. And I quickly began to see that, the scripture that says, taste and see that the Lord is good. Oh my, for real. That is, I can't vouch for that scripture, because you really have to taste and see. Once you've tasted and seen how good God is, there's no way you can go back, and it reminds me of that scripture that of the prodigal son, when he's eaten with the pigs and he realizes like what he had. That's exactly what it is. Like, even when I tried to go back to the things that I used to do, I felt dirty. I felt horrible. I can't even explain, to the point where I said, you know what? No, I've made up my mind. I can't go back. And obviously, sometimes temptation is there, the enemy's at work, but God is mighty. He's absolutely faithful. So, yeah, that is what happened. I sought out for God. I got to know Him in spirit and in truth. And that's when He started to reveal Himself. He started to reveal His plans for me, what He wanted out of my life. He created me, so it's His life, really. So he started to speak to me about my husband. Now, I never knew that God could lead you to somebody. I never knew God could speak to us about who he wants us to marry, where he wants to live, where he wants to work. Like, I never knew that God had a say in that. I know it sounds stupid, but I genuinely didn't know that God could actually have a say in those things. I just thought, you know, you live your life however you want to live it, and you just pray to God and, pray that he keeps you on the right path. But I never genuinely knew that God makes your path. Do you know what I mean? I never knew that. So when he started speaking to me about my kingdom husband, I was so shocked. Now, the reason why it was so shocking to me was because this guy had been in my life for like ages. Like, when I moved to London, he was one of the first people that I met, and he's always been there. Like, when I tell you, when I look back now, I just can't I just can't believe how good God is. Like, he's been there. And after all these years, mind you, it's been about 10, 11 years now. Like, I just can't, I just can't get over that fact. But anyway, the way he revealed to me who my kingdom spouse was through dreams, to start off with, he started revealing him to me through multiple of dreams. Like, when I started to dream of him, like, it was back to back to back to back. It was constant, to the point where I had to pray and ask God to take it away from me if it's not of him. But the dreams kept on coming, and I knew I wasn't in my flesh. I knew that I wasn't sort of trying to, I don't know how to explain it, but I knew it wasn't my will, basically, only because, not that the guy isn't, right, he's perfect for me, honestly. Like, I can see why he's my, kingdom spouse. But at the time, I just didn't, he just wasn't even on my radar, because he's been there the whole time and I never expected it to be him.